Hello everyone and welcome back to Roscale Sandbox. Yes, today we're back and we can finally continue with the track out this way. Now, if you didn't see in our last episode, we built this whole lakeside area with this very gorgeous building, some highly detailed little lifeguard rings, and some very cool signs. However, today I want to extend out the railway and I want to add in a bit more farmland, and I have some very cool ideas for some very cool details. Now, obviously, the first thing I need to do is extend out the ballast, but you guys have seen me do this plenty of times, so I'm just going to cut to when this is finished. Okay, so I'm not going to lie, during this section, I just completely zoned out and didn't say anything, so I've left it as a time lapse, and I hope you guys enjoy this little section of me putting together the ballast. Okay, so I've done quite a bit here. Let me talk you through everything that I've done. So I continued the ballast and the track out for quite a way, and after turning around a little bit, I made sure it went straight. And I've also added in a load of this new pebble color, which I did use right at the very beginning of the build. I just thought, let's throw in a little bit of extra color, spice things up a bit. And what I've done is I've sat the track on a bank, so from here, the land sort of drops away. And that's going to be really nice, as I have left a little gap here for a road that is going to go underneath. So now I think the next thing we need to do is smooth out this transition between the two levels of the land. And what better way to do it than with some big old-fashioned slopes? And that is a much nicer transition between the upper level and the lower level. And I wanted to keep this really sort of nice sweep of the terrain, and I think that worked really, really nicely. So now I think it is time we can start working on this bridge. And I would love to continue with this theme and use the same style that we did for this tunnel, along with this bridge over here. So you'll just need to bear with me as I copy across most of the pieces from this tunnel. Okay, those are the main pillars done. Now I need to put on some retaining walls for this grass and add in the archway. And I really want to try and get that effect of when the retaining wall sort of opens out slightly on either side, but I don't know how I'm going to fill in that little gap there. All right, that is looking really, really nice. Now, I still haven't figured out how I'm going to fill in these little holes. And to be honest, I'll just do it off camera sometime when I come up with a viable solution. But for now, we've got to get a little fence over the top of this. And there we have it. I've added in a little bit of extra details along with a fence along the top. And that is the main part of the bridge done. So now we can move on to adding the road, which is going to come along and dip down underneath the train track. And I think, to be honest, we're going to go with a modern road and probably continue this exact style. So let's put this underneath the bridge. And once again, I have left way too much room. And there we go. The road is in and we have a finished bridge. Now, there is one other thing that I want to experiment with today, and that is also going to be carried on into the next episode. I definitely want this area to be farmlands. And I know we've got more farmland further down the line that we haven't finished yet. I will get around to doing those on stream, I promise. However, today I want to put a field in this area, and I want to experiment with putting in a tractor and then also adding in some crops that have been like half harvested. So first of all, we need the outline for the field, and let's paint this a nice orange because I want this to be a field of wheat. Now, what I would like is some taller crops that are growing, and then a section which is flattened, which is going to be after the tractor. And now I did think if I could put in individual crops. However, I feel like that would absolutely kill the frame rate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one big chunk that is raised up a little bit, and then have the rest on the same level as the bottom. Okay, so this is what I'm sort of imagining, right? So we're going to have a tractor here which has already traveled up and down this field quite a way, and it's currently harvesting this bit of wheat. Now, I think building the tractor is going to be difficult, and I don't know if I'm going to get around to doing that today because this bridge has already taken me quite a while. But I would also like to add some sort of stripes on the floor. Maybe even we could do lots and lots of really dark brown drills of where the tractor has, overturned the soil and made it once again ready for planting. Or I might just put tractor tracks of where the tractor has driven. In fact, I think I prefer that, and I'm going to do that. Now here comes the tricky bit. I've got to try and make these tractor tracks turn around so it looks like the tractor has gone down one way, come to the end of the field, and gone back the other. This is going to be quite the challenge. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, there we go. I've done it on one side. Let's see if I can copy it over to the other side, and hopefully that should look really, really nice. You know what? That has worked, and I'm really, really, really happy with that. So now it's time to put a hedge and a fence on this field. Hedge-wise, we've got to come all the way back over here to grab one of the hedges we made for these old fields. And I'm going to place this around these 3 sides and then have it as a fence for the other 2. And I'm a big fan of the fact that the wheat has grown so high, it's now higher than the hedge. So I've now come back over here to grab a bit of the fence. You know what? I am absolutely in love with how this field turned out. And with a tractor here, which actually should probably be a combine harvester, this is just going to look so much better. Now, I do not have time to start work on the tractor model because I know that's probably going to take me an entire episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off this road, add a whole load of foliage around here, and call that done for today. And the one final thing that I want to do is add another signal block right before this bridge, because the last one we have is at the end of this station, and I think that is quite enough distance to have one more block. So I've copied over 2 signals from a previous block, and I think just about there will do very nicely. Anyways, guys, that is all we have time for today. Make sure to come back next week because I'm going to start building this combine harvester tractor situation, and I think it's going to be very fun, very interesting, and very cool and detailed. But otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.